creatives, welcome to part 5 of our Epic Tools series. Today we are diving deep into Infinite Painter's selection tools. This detailed video is jam-packed with tons of examples that will take your art to next level. So watch till the end, otherwise you'll be missing out on some serious art information. Let's get started. Let's talk about selection first. Selection is a closed boundary around a specific part of your canvas. This boundary separates the area you want to work on from the rest of the environment. Now there is one more important concept to grasp: the difference between selection mask and selection content. Selection mask refers to the actual boundary or mask you create around your desired area. This is the fence that defines your selection. Selection content, on the other hand, refers to the actual pixels or artwork that are enclosed within that boundary. This is the stuff you are actually selecting. When you go to Edit Tools menu, you see all the selection tools here. When you select any of the selection tool, you see this selection toolbar. This selection toolbar is common for all selection tools. This is selection tool list. You can switch to any selection tool without leaving the common workspace. This is selection editing mode. This is normal add mode. When you click on it, it becomes the subtract mode. It subtracts the selection instead of adding it. You can again switch to normal add mode by again clicking on it. This is Save Selection. It leaves the selection workspace, but the selection remains active for use. This is Close Selection. It closes the selection workspace and clears the selection. This toolbar is scrollable. You can scroll to see all icons. This toolbar is divided into two portions: mask editing functions and content editing functions. So first, let's discuss mask editing functions. This is Select All. It selects the entire area of canvas. This is Invert Selection. Now let's make a selection first. This area is selected while this area is not selected. When you click on it, it inverts selection. Now this area is not selected while the rest of the area is selected. It selects negative of current selection. This is Clear Selection. It clears the current selection. It selects nothing. This is Transform Selection. It works only on selection. When you click on it, you see this transformation toolbar. You can perform all these transformation types on a selection. You can scale and move your selection using basic transformation. You can distort your selection and also deform your selection using these transformation types. This is Expand Selection. Let me explain it to you with an example. First, I'll make a selection and I'll color this selection to define it more clearly. Here, the boundary of selection is clearly visible to you. Now, if I click on Expand, you can see the boundary of selection is expanded now. Expand Selection moves the boundary of selection outwards. You can also increase the size of Expand. Once you are done with it, you can hit OK. This is Contract Selection. Here you can see the boundary of selection. Now if I click on Contract, it moves the boundary of selection inward. You can also increase the size of contraction. Once you're done with it, you can hit OK. Next is Feather Selection. Feather blurs edges of selection. Feather function is basically the blur filter applied to the selection mask. You can set feather strength up to your requirement. This is Transform. This works only if the content is selected. So first, let's select a content. Okay, now if you click on it, you see this transformation toolbar. You can perform all these transformation types on your selected content. You can move, scale, rotate, distort, and deform your selected content. Once you're done with it, you can hit OK. This is Duplicate for selection content. So first, let's make a selection. Then you have to go to that layer which contains this yellow ball or bell. Now if you click on Duplicate, you see a new layer is created containing a copy of selection content from a current layer. After duplication, it opens into transformation mode. You can perform all these transformation types on duplicated content. Once you're done with it, you can hit OK. This is copy merged for selection content. Here you can see two layers which contains this cat. This lower layer contains the white part of cat, while the upper layer contains the color of cat. Let's make a selection. This active layer contains only color part, not the white part of cat. Okay, when you click on copy merged, you see a new layer is created containing a copy of selection content from all visible layers. You can now perform all the transformation functions once it becomes copy merged. You can see this copy contains the white part of cat from lower layer and color from upper layer, and also the background color. This is isolate for selection content. For example, I want to separate this spell from this color. These two things are combined. First, I need to go to that layer which contains this part, and then I will make a selection for a part which I want to isolate. When you click on it, you see the bell part is now separated from its original layer. So it cuts the content of selection and places it on a new layer. This is delete for selection content. For example, I want to delete some part. I will make a selection first, then I need to go to that layer which contains this white part, and then if I click on delete, then it deletes the content of selection on current layer. This is Clipboard for selection content. Let's see how it works. First, let's make a selection. Now if you click on it, you see a text pop-up here that it is added to Clipboard. Okay, let's use it one more time with no selection. When you click on it, again you see a text pop-up that it is added to Clipboard. Go to three dots and then import. You see a Clipboard command. When you click on it, you see your selected content and layer content is saved in internal image repository of Infinite Painter. You can use these images as a layer or as a reference. What is the use of Clipboard? Clipboard saves your images permanently. If you want to delete an image, just long press it and delete it. You can save a fragment of your artwork, entire layer, patterns, and designs. When working on same or another project, you can reuse these images, and this makes your work so easy. One more thing here is when you go to brushes and when you are going to create a new brush, then you need to change the head of brush to make it to your own desire. When you go to head, you see a plus option. When you click on it, you see a Clipboard command. When you click on it, you see these images. You can select any of the image and then it will be imported. You can now use this image as a head of brush. Scroll down and then with some adjustments and modifications, you can create a brush of your own accord. You can use this image as a head in color form as well. This is brush for selection content. I have already selected this part. When I click on it, you see a brush creator pop up. When you click on create, your selected fragment is loaded as a brush head. Now let's create a brush just for check-in. Scroll down and increase size range. Now go to head section and you can see that selection content is already selected as a head. Scroll down, increase spacing. Again, scroll down and decrease angle. Okay, now if we use this brush, you can see that the brush color is white because I have selected white color. If you click on color, then you can have it in its original color. And this way you use brush for selection content. The color part is selected. If you hit save selection, then selection workspace is closed. And on top left, you see top bar. This is selection on and off toggle. If this button is red, there is an active selection and you can see the selected part quite clearly. If you turn it off, selection mask is invisible but is still active. If you turn it on, selection mask is visible now. This is selection menu. If you click on it, you see that it is divided into 3 portions: operations on selection mask, operations on selection content, and appearance of selection mask. You can access all operations on selection mask and selection content from selection menu as well. We have already discussed these 2 operations. Now let's discuss the appearance of selection mask. There are 2 styles of selection mask: margin ends, line, and color overlay. This is margin and style. If you turn on its toggle, you can see margin and style. Margin and style is perfect for simple hard edge selection. This style does not obstruct artwork visibility. This is color overlay style. Semi-transparent color overlay shows both the artwork and mask at the same time. You can change any color you want. You can increase opacity of this color. Fully opaque color overlay allows you to apply precise editing to selection mask. The color is visually disturbing. I think the default one was okay. This is how you can change the appearance of selection mask. And I'm sure most of you use color overlay most of the time. In selection tool list, the first one is Lasso tool. It's a freehand selection that draws a closed shape. What's inside is selected, while rest of the area is non-selected. You can also use subtract mode for desired selection. You can select anything using Lasso tool. It has got tons of uses. Lasso tool is a game changer for sketch artists. It's incredibly useful for correcting proportions instead of drawing them again and end up being frustrated. Lasso tool offers precision, saves times, and provides flexibility. Selecting and adjusting specific areas makes a huge difference. So, try Lasso tool today and improve your sketching. Also useful in adding texture. Select an area with Lasso tool and feather it by 10 to 12%. Grab your texture brush and start painting. It saves your time and it involves less effort. And here you can see the result. Lasso tool is super helpful in painting portraits to define specific areas. First, select an area with Lasso tool that requires definition. Then grab a color and brush it away. Paint and refine it. And you'll see that this technique transforms 2-dimensional portraits into stunning 3-dimensional masterpieces. Lasso tool simplifies photo editing tasks. To change garment color, select the garment using Lasso tool, feather the selection slightly for seamless blending, then apply your desired color correction or replacement technique. The Lasso tool's precision ensures a professional-looking result. Her neck looks incomplete. Okay, let's get a necklace from another picture. Select a necklace using Lasso tool. Invert the selection and delete all the selection. Okay, now transform it to adjust the necklace orientation to align with the subject's neckline. Erase the extras to merge it seamlessly. Adjust the lighting and shadows of necklace to match the subject's environment. Lasso tool enables subtle enhancement. Using Lasso tool, we select the subject's facial and hand regions. By boosting contrast and gamma, we revive the subject's face and hands, making them pop to create a dramatic sunlight. This before and after comparison showcase the Lasso tool's power. Rectangle selection is a digital tool that creates a rectangular shaped selection. You can rotate your rectangle selection using rotate handle. You can scale your rectangle selection, reposition your rectangle selection, and transform your rectangle selection. You can perform all the edit options like the rectangle shape. This is a stamp button. When you click on it, it makes a copy of rectangle selection, and you can perform all the edit functions on this copy as well. You can also use subtract mode for your desired selection. Rectangle tool is not just for photo editing, its uses extend to digital artwork, making it easy for artists to create geometric shapes, stunning composition with precision and control. Use subtract mode to subtract the selection to specific areas, then use add mode to make the windows. Use gradient fill. And here is our stunning artwork using rectangle selection. Okay, so I want to remove this red background from this image, so for this I'm going to select Magic Wand. Magic Wand is a selection tool that automatically chooses an areas of similar color and texture within your image. You can drag from the point to adjust Magic Wand selection. It works effectively when your image has plain background, uniform colors, and similar texture. Now hit delete and your background is removed effortlessly. But when you zoom in, background removal might not always be perfect. So let's fix this. Reselect your subject. Go to the settings of selection tools. Now select contract. Contract your selection until it touches the boundary of subject. Then hit OK. Now invert the selection and delete selection content. And there you have it. The edges are now refined and background is perfectly removed. Magic Wand works exactly like fill tool. Now let's talk about the tolerance of Magic Wand. Tolerance refers to the sensitivity or flexibility of the tool in selecting colors. On top left, you see settings option. Change the tolerance percentage to about 20% and let's select a color and see how one color is selected. Now change the percentage to about 50% and let's select a color again. Now change the percentage to about 80% and select the color once more. And see, now more colors are selected. It means as the tolerance increases, Magic Wand selects more colors. Now let's talk about the layer sampling of Magic Wand. Here you can see two shapes on separate layers. When multi-layer sampling is enabled, Magic Wand takes all layers into an account and it finds the closed area to be selected. When single layer sampling is enabled, so it takes only the current layer into an account and it selects only the area of current layer. And this is how it works. Now let's take a look on some of the examples of Magic Wand. You can quickly remove background by tapping on colors. You can change the color selection for better results. It quickly selects areas of similar color and texture for applying effect or image enhancement or color correction. You can create masks by selecting areas quickly with the help of Magic Wand, and then you can paint over your selected regions. This is before and this is after. You can perform quick isolation of objects with the help of Magic Wand tool. Just select an object and hit isolate and your object is isolated and you can use it in so many contexts. Brush selection tool allows you to use any of the default brushes to make selection, giving you the freedom to choose the brush that best suits your needs. When you select eraser, add mode is now converted into subtract mode. Now you can erase your selection using any of the eraser brushes. Brush selection tool offers a wide range of flexibility and customization. Adjust the size of brush to suit your needs. Use any brush style or shape to make selection. Let's pick another brush. Whether you choose soft rounded brush or hard angular one or any of the texture brushes, this will help you make selection according to your wish. When it comes to selecting small details, it can be so frustrating and often ends up being not accurate at all. Instead, try using brush selection tool. It's a total game changer for selecting tiny areas or intricate details with precision and ease. I am using here soft pen to select the shoelaces and it's a great choice. The small size of soft pen matches the size of laces, making it perfect for selecting them accurately. Okay, now when you're done with your selection, you can apply any effect or make any adjustment to selected area. Beyond desired selection, you can use it for creative applications. I am making textured selection using blood splatter brush. Use eraser to erase unwanted selection. Hit OK when you are done. Make sure to turn off the selection when you are importing another image as a layer. Now turn on selection, go to Selection Tools menu, click on Invert and then delete selection. Turn off selection, change the blending mode of this layer to Overlay. Duplicate this layer and change the blending mode of this layer to Soft Light. And you're done. Polyline selection is also a selection tool just like others. The difference is you can use it two ways. Just tap to create vertices and define the edges of your shape. Or you can use it as a freehand tool like Lasso tool for more flexibility. Isn't it amazing that you can switch between these two methods? As I illustrate, you'll see me using Polyline selection tool to create various areas. Sometimes I'll use it for freehand selection, while the other times I'll define straight edges with precision. Let's be honest, not everyone can draw perfect straight lines or shapes. That's what makes the Polyline selection tool so great. It lets you seamlessly switch between freehand and precision selection, giving you the freedom to enjoy the process. Now all that's left to do is add some color to your selected areas. And now we have successfully used Polyline selection. Path selection creates a custom path around a specific area using a combination of straight lines and smooth curves. To use Path Selection tool, start by clicking to add nodes or points along the line and continue adding more nodes to define the shape. These are cusp nodes which create sharp corners. Simply tap on cusp node to convert it to a smooth node which create curves and rounded edges. Tap on a smooth node and convert it to cusp node again. You can also add intermediate nodes in between these nodes. To remove a node, simply drag it to neighboring node and it will be deleted. You can hit OK after you are done with your shape. Path Selection tool provides precise control over selections, allowing you to capture intricate details and complex shapes with ease. As you add nodes, you can drag them to adjust the path and refine your selection. You can also tap on node to convert them between cusp and smooth nodes, giving you even more control over the shape and direction of your path. Now invert selection and delete selection, and background is removed so perfectly. Create complex shapes and perfect paths for masking with ease. Switch in between cusp nodes and smooth nodes for desired shape. You can create as many paths as you can. Drag your nodes to refine your path. Hit OK when you're done. Grab your brush and start shading. As you can see, I have created this complex and precise mask using path selection. I can achieve perfect shape using this selection tool. Go to Selection Tools menu, click on Transform and displace this selection mask just a little bit. Now let's add some texture to give it some depth and interest. And there we have it, this beautiful design made possible with path selection. As the name indicates, circular selection is a selection in a circular shape. You can perform a variety of editing functions including rotation, rotate your selection to any angle, stretching, stretch your selection to get an ellipse, and scaling, scale your selection for desired size. You can also make a copy of your selection using this stamp button. You can make as much copies as you want. Circular Selection tool allows you to isolate parts of an image in a circular form. With precision and control, you can create perfect circular cutouts. You can use it to make amazing collage, unlock your creativity, and take your design to next level. Beyond image editing, circular selection is a powerful tool in digital artwork. Whether you're drawing or illustrating, this tool lets you create precise circular shapes, depth, and elevating your design to next level. Okay, now you can see tool layers. These two layers contains different colored hexagonal shapes. Now let's select Color Selection tool. Color Selection tool selects pixels of similar color across the entire canvas within the current layer. Now pick colors which you want to select. It only picks color of active layer. Now let's go to lower layer. Here green color is already selected. If I want to select another color, no other color will be selected. This is color range toolbar and this is tolerance slider. If you move the slider to and fro, it changes the tolerance of color selection. If you move it to right side, more colors are selected and vice versa. Okay, let's apply color selection tool to this image. Using color selection, I'll select colors by picking them. I have selected blue color and you can see it is selected all over the canvas. Now let's feather this selection up to 28%. Once you're done, hit OK. Color selection tool works very nicely in combination with other editing tools. For instance, I'm using here Graph tool to change the color of selected area to achieve the desired color. Long press on this eye icon to toggle between before and after images. Hit OK and you're done. For more tips and tricks on Infinite Painter tools, be sure to check out my other tutorials linked in the description below. Happy creating!